All right, what is up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I am the P.M, the Physical Media Mac, and this is part 2 of episode 7, I believe, of my Laserdisc pickups video. Now, I don't have as many movies to run through, thank God, as last time, but, you know, I got probably half a crate here. So, and I got some phenomenally amazing films and phenomenally bad films. So it's going to be a pretty epic episode, and can't wait to talk about some of these films. So let's get started. Have a sip of water here. Just woke up from an afternoon nap. Don't be hating on me. Celebrate sleep. I don't sleep that good at night, so when I get a nap in, I feel extra special here. All right, so first up we have, and by the way, kudos to all the Halloween cover art, because it's got some of the best cover art of all Laserdisc franchise. Always do a great job with their cover art. Now, this is Howling 4, but notice how it says the original Nightmare. And there's a reason why it's called the original Nightmare. And I just recently learned this. This is basically a remake of the first film. Never knew that until, you know, recently, like I said. And it follows the book way more than Joe Dante's classic original film. But does that mean it's better because it follows the book more? No, it's not better. It's way worse. But just thought I would add that in there. But yeah, kind of odd that a franchise would have a remake as the 4th film in the franchise. I don't know if that's ever been done before. Very odd. But anyway, Howling 4, Original Nightmare, 1988 IVE release. Clive Turner produced this. And Clive Turner also directed the infamous New Moon Rising, and I think he acted in it as well. He might have even acted in the Castle one, which would be part 5, I believe. Now, this movie, by the way, this has, it does have, I guess you'd call it light rot or speckle from very beginning to end, which is kind of disappointing, but no audio rot. It's definitely watchable. Would I prefer that it had no speckling? Of course, but it is what it is. Now, you know, the Howling franchise is a roller coaster of great goodness to greatness to horrificness. But it's a very interesting franchise, and I'm a big fan of having every single movie. As long as one movie can give me something special that the other movie cannot give me, there's enough of these to collect, and at least for myself to be happy with. And I did really enjoy the last like 15 minutes of this. It finally turns it up. Pretty uneventful throughout the film, but when it does turn it up, it does do a good job. It has some great practical effects at the end of it, but it's kind of a slow burn throughout the film until it gets to that point. And I wouldn't say it's one of my favorites of the franchise, but I'm still going to recommend it, especially if you're a collector. But yeah, so the Howling 4, the original Nightmare. All right, moving on here. And we'll just flip that backwards. All right, next up here. And I got to kind of rush through this because I do host an Xbox event. I didn't think I was going to nap so long. And I got to get back to the house and get set up for the Xbox events. Now, The Unborn 2. I was very happy. I found this out, by the way, by owning a catalog. Shout out to Laserdisc Register. The guy from Laserdisc Register, I won't mention his name, but I bought a catalog from him that has a full color catalog of every American Laserdisc ever released. And it's an amazing catalog. I do want to shout him out. Now, you can buy it for $100 if you want it. If you need the information, let me know in the comments below, and I'll shoot a link to you so that you can find out how to purchase this catalog. The only reason I know about this is because of that catalog. Going through the catalog, I already went through A through Z in this catalog, so I've learned about a lot of different Laserdiscs. Do I need to go back? Sure, because I'm going to miss certain stuff, because I'm just going off of names sometimes and directors. Now, and also, who released the video. Like this one was released by New Horizons. Now, this is a 1994 film. Like I said, a New Horizons release. This is a Roger Corman produced movie. I always wonder how much of the movie he produced, or was he just kind of co-producing, but it definitely has Corman vibes to it for sure. But if you don't, let me just read the back of it, because it's kind of a crazy story. A sinister fertility experiment has created a generation of twisted children. A relentless woman has made it her business to destroy these mutant babies before they destroy the world. One mother, Michelle Green of LA Law, and her only friend, Scott Valentine, family ties in The Sleep with a Vampire, are torn between the love and repulsion of this deformed being and are ready to fight for its survival. But this baby doesn't need love. It's been programmed to survive at any cost. So basically that's what it is. A doctor, a mad scientist doctor, wants to create this super race of mutant humans, or mutant babies that grow up to be mutant humans to take over the world. And I don't think this follows exactly from the first one, because I don't think it's the same mother and mutant baby. I think the doctor impregnated many women and created many mutant babies. That's the way I look at it. And this is just another story of another mother. Now, in this story, it's kind of interesting. There's another lady who is like a female Terminator, and she's going around in the movie killing babies. She like breaks into like a hospital area behind the glass where all these newborn babies are at, and fucking starts shooting babies and stuff. And so it's kind of disturbing in that sense. The actual mutant baby in this film, speaking of disturbing, is a very disturbing, as I break a window there, looking creature. Is very well done. I don't know how they make it look so good. I don't know if you can see it in the back there. But, yeah, I mean, it's, very much of child's play vibes in this film. But the only difference is it's not a fucking Chucky doll. This is a human baby running around acting like Chucky. Now, it doesn't say stuff, but the facial expressions are timeless in this film. And I would say the lead actress is super boring and like probably poorly cast in this film. I would have loved to see someone else in her role. She's super dull. But I'm learning a lot more about Scott Valentine. It seems like he's in a lot of cheesy films. And I just watched another movie that he was in. But Scott Valentine is, oh, by the way, is a Carnosaur 3. We'll talk about that in the next video. But yeah, he's really cheesy in this and really cool. Definitely recommend this. It's a cool killer baby film. It's got that amazing cover with the baby in the crib with the mutant hand sipping on, who knows what the fuck it's sipping on. Created of science, void of soul, born to rule. He's a very bad baby. No, he's he's a very, very bad boy. 85 minutes of fucking cheesiness. All right, I only have a little bit of water, so I'm going to salvage that. All right, next up. I'm not even going to take this out the plastic, okay? This is The Late Shift. Well, I guess I can't. It's super glary. Now, when I was super, super duper small, Johnny Carson was a thing. And I do have a lot of respect for him. But I grew up on David Letterman. He's my favorite host of all time, above Johnny Carson, above Arsenio Hall, above Jay Leno, and then the ones today are just jokes to me, like Jimmy Kimmel. These guys are not even close to David Letterman's level. And I love the early David Letterman would come out in the suit, wearing the white sneakers. I've never seen anyone do that before. So that was like super cool. And then of course he had the top 10 list. He had top 10 pet tricks, stupid pet tricks. And every time you see me throw a sticky note and break glass, it is in honor of the legend, David Letterman. And yeah, it was a thing back in the day where whoever got Johnny Carson's show was going to be the king of the late night. And David Letterman wanted it super bad. By the way, that does look like David Letterman. And not too bad on Jay Leno, too. Very well casted there. But anyway, Jay Leno was okay, but I like David Letterman a lot better. But anyway, Jay Leno ends up getting the role, getting the job. David Letterman is super bummed out about it, and it tells that whole story. Kathy Bates is in here, and she is probably the best part of the damn film. She's a total bitch in this movie. Letterman, Leno in the battle over the Tonight Show. I think this is very well done. Not something that I'll watch again. Not because it's not really good. It's just I'm more of a trash collector. I've seen it. I'm very happy with it. Now I will bless someone else with it and run a Whatnot show and let someone else have it. All right, hopefully we're moving at a good pace here. Let's get into this one. All right, we have 1990s Pacific West release starring Joe Estevez and Robert Zarr, Soul Taker. And yeah, man, this is a pretty cool film and one hell of a badass cover there. And what do we have here? 1991 Best Picture, Saturn Award video release, Academy of Science Fiction, Fantasy, and Horror Films. So, I don't know if this is a mystery science theater movie, but I know IMDb has this rated at like 3.0 or 3.5, or could it be 2.5? I know it's really low, but I actually enjoyed this one, man. It's very much like a fever dream of a movie. It's almost like the whole movie's just a dream, and it's really like surreal, the vibe I get from this film. But I'll just read this one as well. A violent car accident wreaks havoc with forces of nature when the tremendous impact of the crash separates the souls of 4 surviving passengers from their comatose bodies. Trapped in an unseen world, they must fight for their lives against the fatal grip of a powerful and mysterious angel of death. The angel of death is Joe Estevez and Robert Zarr, sent to collect their souls. The battle between the will of the young couple to live and the determination of the soul taker to take them to the world rips the spiritual balance apart, leaving a path of irreversible destruction. All right, that's enough. I won't read the rest of it. But basically, that's what it is. They're at some kind of function at the beginning of the movie. They're all like teenagers. The driver's getting drunk out of his fucking mind and gets into a drunk car crash. And I think one of them dies. There might be like 5 in the car. One of them dies. And the 4 other ones are in comas. But you don't see any of that. You find that out later. They just basically crash and they're alive. So you think they're alive and they think they're alive, but they're not. They're in fucking comas. So now they're trapped in between worlds, in between dimensions, and they're going up against Joe Estevez. And by the way, Joe Estevez in every fucking movie, he has that dumb, just idiotic stare, that brainless stare that is so classic with him and so hilarious. He just stares with those bug eyes, and looks like he has not a fucking brain in his fucking head, or brain cell in his head, and I love him for it. It's so classic. But anyway, yeah, man. If you don't know about Robert Zarr, I mean, he's the Maniac Cop. He has that disease where he has that massive fucking chin, way bigger than Jay Leno's. I mean, on an epic size. You know, like deformity. You know, it's a disease, and so I mean, this even has like a love story in it as well. But they're fighting for their lives, and you know, they're in comas, and you know, I think one of them comes out of a coma at one point, and then he's like, you know, he's fighting between, you know, the reality and the other dimension, trying to, you know, figure out if it's real or not. And it's got a lot of interesting sequences in it. There is no stairway to heaven. So these guys are trying to take you to hell, basically. I think it was good. I enjoyed it. Moving on. Super fucking low budget, but I think it's worth the watch. Now, moving to a movie, this might be one of the only movies. No, I shouldn't say that. One of the only movies that's obscure, I would say, that actually is highly touted and highly reviewed, very well renowned. And that is A Man in Uniform. Never heard about this. When I saw this, I had to have it. This might have been another one of those Laserdisc catalog movies that I found out about. I can't remember off the top of my head if I got this off of Whatnot. If I bought it off of eBay, most likely this was me finding out about it in that Laserdisc catalog. Now, I absolutely adore A-Pix and A-Pix Entertainment. This is an A-Pix Entertainment film. 1993 Canadian film, starring Tom Camus and Bridget Bako. Bridget Bako is absolutely stunning in this. Beautiful actress. But anyway, here's the story, guys. So this guy right here, played by Tom Camus, or Camus, however you pronounce it. They don't really go into this in too much detail, but he has mental health issues. And he's an actor, and he works at a bank. So he hates his job at the bank. He's pretty good at it, but he hates his job at the bank, and he wants to be this successful actor. So this job comes around for a TV series, which he plays a police, or that's what he's casted for, or he went and auditioned for. He gets the role in this, so he's getting his foot into Hollywood. He's very excited about it, and you don't know that he's got mental issues at first. And then he's going to like dress rehearsal, and he's asking the person that's in charge of dress rehearsal, hey, can I really want to get into this role. Can I have the uniform that's in the TV show so I can wear it when I'm at home in front of the mirror practicing my lines? And she's reluctant to do it at first, but she decides, okay, why not? Let me do it. Let me let you have it. If it helps you in the role, I want to help this project. So what he ends up doing is he does this slowly. First it's small, then it gets bigger and bigger, and he starts getting more disturbing and more disturbing with his actions, and he starts acting like he's a real police officer. So first he's auditioning in front of the mirror, and then he's going out, trying to act like he's going to write a ticket for someone who's double parked, and then he's like, going out trying to stop someone from raping someone, and trying to act like a real police officer. And it turns into this, like the Bridget Bako's character is the main actress in the TV show. And at first she's really cool with him, but then she realizes that something's fucked up in his head, and she's trying to get away from him, but she still has to do the show with him. And it becomes this this movie where he's obsessed with her, and now he's going after her, and it becomes like a really scary situation. This is super fucking duper well done, man. I mean, it's almost like you're a fly on the wall watching like real like things happen, like real like humans. Like it doesn't seem like it's a movie. It's done like there's a few movies that I can think of that are like that, where they almost seem like they're documentary style. It's that well done, very well acted, and just a phenomenal idea for a movie. And yeah, man, I enjoyed this one. This is a really cool A-Pix release. And who directed this? It was directed and written by David Wellington. I don't remember what else he's done. But this was this movie, it stuck with me way after I've watched it. And I could picture me watching this again in 2026, which says a lot about it. For me to watch this twice, it has to be really fucking good. And yeah, man, I liked it, man. Great concept. It's probably a better way of doing this. I should be putting these on the floor. All right, now for the bad. I don't have too much bad to talk about, to be honest with you. It's pretty crazy. But this is really bad, guys. I mean, I love A-Pix releases, and, I want to say that all of them are the greatest films in the world, but this one, it's just so fucking terrible. The Whispering. Okay, this is, like I said, it's an A-Pix film, 1995 release. And basically what happens in this movie is an insurance agent or investigator is examining several recent suicide cases in the local area. And that's what this movie is basically about. It's about suicide. Now, I know people that have committed suicides. I'm not going to make any suicide jokes or anything, but this movie kind of made me want to, you know what, but I'm not going to say that in respect to the dead. It is, like one of the first scenes in the movie, you see this guy, he's running from these other guys, and he hides up under a train, and I think he's got like heroin needles. So, I mean, apparently he has a heroin, he's addicted to heroin, right? He shoots it up, mainlines it, and, it's dark outside, and at the top of the hill, it's like foggy or misty, and you see this being right here doing this little number right here. And I'm not gonna lie, it looks it's cool. It's very cool looking. And if they could have somehow explained that into something that had like a cool concept to it, visually the imagery is really nice. But that's the only time you see a scene. Oh, it's like it's actually right here in the back. She's doing that number on top of that hill. But then, like, it gets to a point where they show her too much, and they show her, like, up close, and you're seeing too much of her. A character like this you shouldn't be showing. It should be in the backgrounds. Less is more with this type of character. When you see her close up, it's like, she's not even that spooky looking. Anyway, basically the chick, when you're on the verge of doing something stupid like killing yourself, she comes in and starts whispering to you sweet nothings in your ear about, go ahead and kill yourself, A chick whispering is not scary, okay? I mean, I'm supposed to be scared of a chick whispering to me? I mean, it's kind of stupid. I mean, what? What did you say? I can't hear you. You're whispering. What are you trying to say, demonic force? It's just dumb. Death calls quietly. Yeah, but, I mean, I don't know. The back says, at the border of life and death stalks a cunning demonic woman whose twisted spirit taunts men to their deaths. When she calls, she whispers. When you hear her, you'll scream. It's just so badly done. I mean, I wish that I could say something about it. it's almost beautiful in a sense that it's so fucking bad that it's almost a miracle how bad it was. But I don't know. I'd be interested for someone else to watch this film and let me know if I'm not exaggerating how terrible it is. But yeah, the whispering. Oh man, that movie sucked ass. All right, how about a movie that doesn't suck ass? We got Nightwish here, a movie that I'd never even heard of. So cool picking this up. I want to say I got this off of Whatnot, but who the fuck knows? 1989 release. Basically, in this movie, this movie's got a lot fucking going on for it. It's super ambitious. It does not hit on all marks, but it does hit on a lot of them for me. But anyway, a doctor in this movie slash scientist, I guess, is studying his students in these sleep deprivation tanks. Basically, he's studying their fear of death. Okay, so it goes, but showing that off in the beginning of the film, these sleep deprivation tanks, and him studying their sleep and studying their fear of death. Then all of a sudden it gets into the students like traveling somewhere. You don't know where they're traveling at first, and then they're talking about. In the car, they're talking about this area is famous for like alien abductions or alien sightings and stuff. So it has an alien element to it. And then they get to this house, which is this abandoned mansion that's really cool. And the doctor's there and the other students are there. So now they're held up in this fucking scary ass mansion and shit. And they're doing seances and they're trying to study the paranormal all of a sudden. So it's really bizarre. Elizabeth Caton is in this film. Hopefully I'm pronouncing her name. She is smoking hot. She's been in so many B movies over the years, from some of the Friday the 13th movies to just countless fucking great B films as well. And she is smoking fucking hot. She might have been in one of the Nightmare on Elm Street films, but she's been in a ton of stuff. Look her up. Elizabeth Caton, Kaitan. You'll know exactly who I'm talking about. Brian Thompson, the slasher from the Cobra film, and so many other great films. The Cobra film with Stallone is in this. He is probably the best part of this movie. It's too bad that he plays like kind of a small role in it. But he's got this thing where he's like always driving them somewhere, and he like kills a rabbit on purpose in the road, and he's like, the field is theirs. The highway is mine. And he's like all fucking juiced up like he's on steroids and fucking saying all this badass shit. He's really good in it. And but anyway, yeah, man, all kinds of paranormal shit starts happening. The doctor gets crazy and starts like restraining them while he's doing testing on them and torturing them, and then kills one of them. You don't know. The whole movie's like super surreal. You don't know if it's a dream or it's not a dream. Kind of like Soul Taker. And then like underneath this mansion, there's these catacombs, or like this crazy ass basement. And it reminds me of like, I don't know, like Reanimator and like all kinds of great special effects films. They have all these like mutated like humans like in the walls, and all this fucking like almost like alien slime and like cocoons and shit. And man, I was super impressed with the special effects in this film. And yeah, man, this is a good one, man. I highly recommend this one. It tries to do a little bit too much at one time, but like I said, man, it hits on a lot of marks for me, so I definitely enjoyed it, man. Vidmark release. In your dreams, no one can hear you scream. All right, man, another crazy film right here, man. What the? This is like one of the worst of all time, but in the worst but best categories. What's this guy's name? I can never get this guy's name right. Tony Zarendast is the director of this film. He probably never did anything of note, but that's his name, Tony Zarandast. Now, this film, Werewolf, I've never, ever heard of this. I did not know it existed. I found out about this film, I don't know, I can't remember how. But it's a super, like, obscure-ish horror film, B-movie release. It probably was, well, I'm probably speaking out of turn. I don't know if it was on DVD, to be honest with you. But anyway, 1996, another fucking A-Pix release. I love my A-Pix. It's got the legend Richard Lynch in it. Shout out to him. I had to look to see if he passed away today on Wikipedia, and yeah, he did back in 2012, I believe. But he's always played such a great bad guy in films. It's got Brainless Stare Joe Estevez in it, and he's really hamming it up with that stare. I mean, he barely says a few words. He's just staring at people the whole film. So cool. And basically the premise of this movie is, which is really kind of interesting, these archaeologists basically dig up a werewolf skeleton. And one of the guys that's digging up the skeleton cuts himself on the bone and is bleeding. And that's enough to turn you into a werewolf. So if anyone gets cut on the bones of this werewolf, it'll turn you into a werewolf, which is a very interesting premise. So I think it's that guy, but there's a scene where if it's not him, it's someone else that gets turned, because there's at one point that one of the guys is in a fight with somebody. He picks up the skeleton, like the skull of the skeleton, and hits somebody over the head with it, and that causes him to turn into a werewolf. But anyway, the guy is driving a car. He's driving a car, and he starts turning into a werewolf, and not like a little bit, like he full on turns into a fucking werewolf. So he's a full-blooded fucking werewolf. He's driving the car. I think he downshifts at one point as a werewolf and uses his blinker. I swear to God, it's the most hilarious thing I've ever seen in my life. It's so fucking funny. I've talked about this before. You guys might have forgot, but if you've watched Shark Attack 3, another classic B film, you know that line. I'll probably fuck it up right now, but it's something to the effect of, like, one guy's talking to the chick he likes, and you know they're having a very serious conversation about something, and out of the blue he just says, "Hey, I'm bored. Let's go to your house so I can lick your punani." He says it a little bit different, but you know what I'm talking about. So later on I find out that was not in the script. He did that as a joke on the director, and the director said, "Fuck it, I'm leaving that line in there." Well, there's a line in this film like that where this guy comes into town to find out what's going on and stuff, and he goes to meet this chick, and then who answers the door is a guy that I think was in one of the later Howling films. He's like an old redneck fucking funny ass character, and he's got this shotgun right when he answers the door, and he's having this conversation with the guy. The guy starts going up the stairs, so their conversation's over, and he says, "Hey, hey," and the guy turns around and stares and looks down on him, and he says, "Hey, man, I just found out that Count Dracula's a faggot." I literally spit beer across the room that landed on my 86-inch 4K TV. I'm not lying to you. It's so fucking hilarious. I don't know where they got that from. I would like to know the backstory on that shit. But, I mean, Zandergast in this, you could tell, he is literally trying to make the greatest werewolf film of all time. Does he fail miserably? Yes, he does. But he is doing it so seriously that you cannot help but commend him. And every single actor in this, there's no, besides that fucking joke that I just told you, everything else is serious. All the actors are playing it serious. Whoever produced this is playing it serious. The director is playing it serious. It's so seriously done that you feel like at every moment, everyone that's involved in it's going to start cracking up laughing because how absurdly retarded it is. But it's really like Troll 2 to me. It's so bad that it has to be on the good list, probably top 10 of all time, as far as like the Troll 2 comparison. And yeah, man, I really enjoyed it. Let's read the back of this. Under the cover of night, as the full moon rises, so rises a vicious creature with a blood-curdling howl. In a remote desert town, the victims of an ancient power are overcome by a terrifying transformation. Normal men become bloodthirsty animals, howling in the night and prowling for their prey. Man and animal battle, while innocent bystanders are caught in the horror of the werewolf. The ending was not that great, but it just did a lot of fun things. I mean, the werewolf goes from looking really fucking cool to absurd at times. And a lot of this movie is very cringeworthy, but like, I'm here for it. I am absolutely here for it. I recommend it, man. I know my boy Sammy didn't like it, but oh man, it's so fun, man. It's so fun. Let's go. Let's race through a couple of them here. Now, this will be a movie that I'm selling. I don't really consider this trash, although I think it has trash elements to it. It kind of seems a little mainstream to me. This is a 1994 Vidmark release. Stars a young Renee Zellweger. And Jeffrey Combs is in this, a Reanimator, and he's like, he plays like this kind of hitman. He works for like this mob boss guy, and he's chasing around Zellweger's and her boyfriend's character, because they like I think they like killed his guy. They basically owe the guy a bunch of money and shit, and they left town after some incident happens with a police officer where they have to kill a cop, and so they're running from the law, and they're running from Jeffrey Combs and his accomplice. Yeah, man, I thought this was really fun, really good film. It's got a really cool soundtrack as well. Johnny Cash, Meat Puppets, Mozzie Star, Butthole Surfers, to name a few. And I'm not going to talk too much about that one, but it's a good film. I don't need it for the collection, so I will be selling it, but it does not take away from it being a good film. Another one that I will be selling, and that is a movie that I've never seen before, but I've always heard about it, My Own Private Idaho. Now, this is directed by Gus Van Sant. I do like Gus Van Sant. I liked a lot of stuff that he's done, but there are movies that he's missed on for me, and this is kind of one of them. I will say the acting in this movie is really good. I thought Keanu Reeves did a great job. I thought that River Phoenix did a great job. Rest in peace, River Phoenix, man. I mean, drugs are a motherfucker, man. They've taken so many cool people from our lives as far as like music and the movie industry. It's just insane. But yeah, man, well acted, very well shot. And I'm not going to say it was badly directed. It's just, I don't really care about the story. I just don't, I didn't get into it. So yeah, I'll be selling that. Some people will love this, I'm not going to lie, but not me. All right, another quick one we can go through here. I enjoyed this, man. You know, when it comes to mob movies, let's face it, man, there's Casino, there's Goodfellas, there's Goodfellas, Casino, and then obviously Godfather. And then it's hard to break into that top 5 for most movies. But I thought this was well done. Gotti and Armand Assante, he does a good job in it. The rise and fall of the real life mafia don. Obviously, John Gotti was a real mob figure. It says one of the better mob movies of the decade, Los Angeles Times. Well, yeah, but it probably didn't come out in the decade that all the classics came out in. I don't know. When did Goodfellas come out? This came out in 1996. Was Goodfellas a late 80s film? I know Godfather was 70s, right? I don't remember. But anyway, this is interesting because you know all these mob bosses are bad people because people get killed under their reign. But this actually shows some good with John Gotti, where you're like, oh, wow, that was kind of something I didn't expect from him. But, you know, he plays like he's always, you know, I mean, he's the diaper don. So his downfall was famous because he was wearing, you know, $1,000 suits and stuff and basically showboating and stuff. It was just as my phone falls down, which, you know, actually, you know, he was a media prince. And the others did not like that, and they wanted to take him out. But he ended up taking out the big boss, and taken over as the, the leader of the mob. But anyway, yeah, so quick story here in the film, and I think this really happened. His neighbor runs over his son, I think, or daughter, one of those, and he decides not to kill that guy. I don't even think he talked to the guy. I'm not going to say the guy was at the funeral, but I was very surprised because the other character, I can't think of his name right now, the one that's a fucking maniac that is out of jail now because he snitched on everybody. Oh, the bull, Gravano. Samuel Gravano. Samuel Gravano goes to him at the funeral and says, hey, I got this. I'm going to take care of this guy. And John Gotti says, no, do not touch him. Now, Sammy didn't listen and went and killed the fucking neighbor, but still, not on John Gotti's watch. He was actually, did not go after that guy, which was kind of surprising. All right, I'm going to have to hurry up, guys. I'm running out of time on the phone. All right, so Excessive Force 2. I really enjoyed this one, man. I thought it was fun. What does it say? Force on Force. Wasn't familiar with her, but I've actually have seen her in other films because that's Stacey Randall, and I think she does a very good job in the film. She's hot. She's a fucking badass. She was in Puppet Master 4, Trancers 4, and Trancers 5. Special Agent Harley Cordell, Stacey Randall, and Frank Liddell, Dan Gothier, were once lovers fighting on the same side in the Gulf War, but now are back home. Wait a second. But now back at home, they are all but at peace with each other. He's the mastermind of a vicious assassination squad, and she's the only agent who can eliminate them. With enough ammo and manpower to outfit an army, the squad quickly turns LA into a murder capital of the world. Harley is at the top of their list, but she's not going down without a fight, and Liddell and the company are about to find out how excessive force can be. Yeah, she's a badass. It's a cool film. Definitely check it out. Love the fucking cannon that she's shooting right here. What is that thing called? That's a, it's not a 45, is it? What is that fucking gun? It's one of the baddest guns, baddest looking guns I've ever seen. Love that shit. All right, let's go into this real quick. I'm not going to talk about this. Everyone knows about this film. I did not have it on laser, so I had to pick it up. The pool scene, everyone knows the pool scene. And, yeah, man, it's incredible. And Sean Penn, I mean, come on, man. It's got to be one of his greatest roles. All right, I'll be short on this one because it's been a while since I've seen this one. 1994 film, PM Entertainment. PM Entertainment never fails me. I'm telling you right now. I do not remember watching a bad PM Entertainment film. Basically, in this movie, this cop, his partner gets killed by the baddies, and he somehow, I can't remember, retrieves this mythical sword, this fucking ancient sword, and his partner that's dead's sister joins him to fight and get revenge against the baddies. And it's a fun film, man. Action-packed from start to finish. And yeah, man, always love a good sword film. Good shit, guys. Next up here we have South Beach. I had this factory sealed for a while. I've been meaning to watch it. 1993 Prism release. And it's got, I mean, my boy Fred Williamson is one of my favorite actors of all time. And I like Gary Busey, man. This is kind of in his prime, before he got too weird. But anyway, this it stars Vanity, who is smoking hot, obviously. And Vanity works at this, like, 1-800-SEX hotline place. And this weird dude starts calling her, and he's a fucking psychopath. And sooner or later, he's obsessed and going after her, telling her he's going to kill her. And Fred Williamson is her ex-husband, so she gets his help. He's a private investigator, I think, now, and Gary Busey's his partner. But then Gary Busey like is missing from a lot of the movie, almost like something happened where he got fired and they hired him back, and he comes back at the end. It's totally fucking odd. So it really becomes all about Fred Williamson and Vanity. And I think the character could have been a little bit better, the baddie character. I mean, he had a cool phone voice, and most of the shit is on the phone. But when you see him in person, he kind of looks normal. It could have been done a little bit better. And also, it started off like a slasher film, which I loved. And this would have been a beautiful slasher, like kind of a horror film to me. But it kind of got away from that. You didn't see too much slashing after one or two slasher moments. But I still enjoyed this one. I do recommend it. South Beach, guys. Check it out. All right, I'll show off a couple more. I'm going to have to delete some shit from my phone as usual. It sucks. All right, Watchers 3. Finally picked this one up. I'm complete on the Watchers films now. 1994, Wings Hauser is in this one. And the good thing about these Watcher films is they always have like a cool actor. Wings Hauser was in this one. The one before it, part 2, had Mark Singer in it. And then, of course, the first one had the legendary Corey Haim. Rest in peace to him. And, yeah, man, this basically is you take the Watchers films and you turn it into like a Predator movie where they're in the, I think they're in South America in the fucking jungles. And it turns into a fucking creature feature jungle fucking film. And which I'm all for, man. I love. There's been so many movies that do that in the later installments. And like I said, I'm all for it. I think this is very well done. The creature is so cool in these Watcher films. And I mean, this back here, it looks so epic. And, you know, at times the creature looks kind of ridiculous, but other times it looks fantastical. Like it's one of the best looking creatures on film, man, to be honest with you. The beast is loose. The chase is on. Definitely check this one out, guys. Watchers 3 is pretty fucking cool. All right, let's get into this one, and then I'll erase some stuff on the phone. This is a first watch for me, guys. Bikini Summer. And I fell in love in this watching this movie. I'm just going to put it to you that way. Now, I can't think of her name right now, but she was in The Kids movie. I think it's called The Kids. Hopefully I'm not butchering that. The director of Friday the 13th directed it, but she only played like a cameo role in the film. And then I heard she might be in All the Right Moves with Tom Cruise, but again, only a small role. But she's stunningly beautiful. And it's mind-boggling that Hollywood couldn't figure out a way to utilize her in films with how stunningly beautiful she is. Well, I found a match for her, someone who can compete with her. And her name is Melinda Armstrong, and she's right there. She's a fucking smoke show from hell, dude. I mean, holy fuck is she hot. Now, this is obviously one of those kind of like, it even says on it, Animal House on the Beach. You know, Animal House is a comedy, right? And I'm sure a lot of you have seen that. Or like Revenge of the Nerds, or films like that. That, trust me when I tell you, this movie is not on that caliber as far as comedy. You know, a lot of it's really dumb humor, burp and fart humor. It's not comedy is not its strong point. Let me just put it to you that way. But man, is she the fucking strong point in this film. You know, it goes from fucking burp jokes and fart jokes to all of a sudden them stopping and introducing you to Melinda Armstrong in this epic pool scene where all the laugh tracks stop. They put on some music. She gets butt naked, starts swimming in the pool, and the rest is history. Absolutely fell in love with this chick. She's so gorgeous, man. There is a Bikini Summer 2, believe it or not, that stars her again. So I'm looking to get that now. And it also has Jessica Hahn in it, of all things. Jessica Hahn was smoking hot in her heyday. Don't forget. But yeah, I won't even bother telling you what the premise is to this movie. It does not matter. It's on the beach. It's cheesy ass jokes, and it's fucking Melinda Armstrong. And it's one of the most cherished Laserdisc moments of my life, seeing her do her little Melinda Armstrong thing. What can I say? All right, guys, please hold. All right, guys, we only got a handful of movies left, and I'll let you guys go. Next up is Habitat. Welcome to a living hell. And oh yeah, it is a living hell, especially for the son that has to be part of this family, which, by the way, is played by Balthazar Getty, who was in White Squall, Judge Dredd, and Young Guns 2. It also stars Alice Kreese, which I think was in... She was in the Star Trek First Contact. And then Checky Cario, La Femme Nikita, Bad Boys, Addicted to Love. That must be like the hot love interest of Balthazar in the film. But anyway, this is a 1997 Unipix, which is basically A-Pix, right? Entertainment film. It also stars Kenneth Welsh, who's, rest in peace to him. He's been in, I think, 250 films. If you see his face, you could never like say, oh yeah, he was in that, but he's like in everything, right? So when you see his face, he's so recognizable. And it's funny, he plays like the coach of the high school, and he's such he plays such a dickhead coach. Like, everyone had a dickhead coach when they went to intermediate school or high. Mostly it was an intermediate school, because those coaches were just so dickish. High school is like, you know, high schoolers will whoop your ass, so you can get away with less, but there were still some dickish high school coaches, I'm sure. But anyway, he's like the coach of a wrestling team, or like, maybe it's not even a wrestling team, maybe it's gym, and he's teaching the guys how to fight and stuff, and his son, of course, is the bully of the school, so he's trying to bully Balthazar Getty's character, and you know, if he doesn't have enough, and speaking of, so basically the guy is Balthazar's parents are like these hippies, and his dad's like a scientist, biologist, and he's trying to create you know, this world that's safe, that's not you know, getting killed by pollution and stuff like that. And he has this like experiment in his house, and everything goes wrong, and like it like breaks this like void, and all of a sudden the whole house, literally in days, is like a full jungle. So the house they live in, they're living in a jungle with like, you know, snakes and all these like fucking creatures and shit. And so Balthazar's character has to go home to that shit. It's like he's getting bullied at high school. His house is a jungle. He's got a love interest he's trying to fucking have sex with, and like, everything's going wrong for this guy. I mean, I looked at this movie at some points and I was like, man, this movie sucks. It's like really bad, but I think it's so bad that it's actually good, because I did get a lot of enjoyment out of this film. Really cool how the special effects are in the house, man. I would definitely recommend checking it out and giving your opinion on it, see what you think about it. But yeah, very interesting Unipix A-Pix release, and there's not much like this. I mean, what could you compare this to? Jumanji, maybe, to a certain extent. Maybe this is like a B movie Jumanji, actually. But yeah, it's all about, you know, nature kind of fighting back, and you know, but the coach character, Kenneth Welsh, it's so funny. He goes over there and like let them have it, and talk sense to them or whatever. And by that time, the husband is like in the spiritual realm somehow, so she's the only one there. And she's like telling him, like, he's like a you know, one of those people that are not obsessed. They if you tell them something about, like, he's one of those guys that takes a shower 4 times a day, washes his hand 100 times a day, compulsive person like that. And she's telling him all about, like, she's like a genius when it comes to biology and all like the creatures that you know, the biology, not creatures, but the germs. Like, she starts talking about germs in his system, and just like fucks his mind up so bad. It's kind of a funny scene. And then, but later on, like, I guess they call the government, and the government comes out in all these suits and stuff and invades the house with guns and shit. And the coach goes with them, which is so fucking crazy. And but maybe it's like revenge over getting his head fucked with. All right, talked about that one for too long. This is one of my favorite watches, I think, for the last couple of months, actually. Coming up next. All right, we got Hellmaster here. 1992 AI motherfucking P, guys. Also known as Soul Stealer and Them. All the great B movies, or at least some of the better ones, always have 3 fucking names. I love that shit. So you got Hellmaster, which I prefer, Soul Stealer, not too bad, and Them, which Them, I don't like that. This very much is in the vein of Elm Street and fucking Hellraiser. Now, this is not the Hellmaster, by the way. The legendary, probably the greatest actor of all time, John Saxon, from Nightmare on Elm Street fame and 1,000 other B films. Not that Nightmare on Elm Street's a B movie, but you know what I mean. John Saxon is the fucking Hellmaster, okay? And he has this minion of these cool characters like this guy. That's another look at him. He looks fucking badass. And I think they're trying to take over the world and bring everybody to fucking hell. If I remember correctly. But anyway, that's why it reminds me of Hellmaster 3. He's got this minion of these fucking badass characters. And I think they travel like in a fucking RV or a fucking, some kind of van or some shit. Driving around just terrorizing motherfuckers. You know, when they get out the van, you're totally fucked. And it reminds me of Hellraiser, Hell on Earth. I think that was part 3. So really fucking cool, man. This is directed by Douglas Schultz. He sounds familiar. A rural college campus is transformed into a bloody battlefield when Dr. Jones, a deranged professor presumed to have perished in a research experiment, returns to plunder his alma mater. One lone co-ed, Shelley O'Dean, discovers the professor's insidious secret of injecting innocent individuals with a highly addicted, mutating drug. Suddenly, good-looking college kids are transmitted into hideous creatures bent on carrying out the psychotic scientist's scheme for global slavery. Oh yeah, like homeless people. He's like giving them this fucking drug and shooting them up. They think it's a drug, and it turns them into these fucking mutants and shit, so they can fight for him and be a part of his minion. It's really fucking badass, guys, man. I highly recommend this one. Check out Hellmaster. Starting to get thirsty. I'm running out of water. I gotta finish this up and get home. It's already 4:28. Fuck. All right, real fast on these. I only got 2 films, thank God. All right. Really cool, but super hard to find, guys. Obscure release here. We have Not Like Us, not to be confused with Kendrick Lamar, the rapper. But yeah, this kind of has like almost like a 50s vibe. It's like really kind of old school, but it's not. I don't know if it takes place in the 50s, but possibly could, because it seems like that kind of vibe going on. But anyway, these guys, this character right here and his wife are demons, but they found a way to harvest human skin. I think they just learned it, and they've been sent down here to do this. So they live in a house, and they've killed a couple people, and they've harvested their skin, or maybe they've had to try a bunch of times. They might have killed more than a little people, but it's in kind of a small local town, so I don't know how many people they could kill without being, found out about. But eventually they are found out about, of course. But anyway, that's what they're doing. So throughout the film, and by the way, the chick that he's with, her name is Rainer Grant, and she is a smoke fest. And literally I don't know, I guess they're fake. Her tits are out. Half of the fucking movie, her big old kabunga knockers are out, okay? This movie has I usually hate horror comedy, but it has such a goofy charm to it. That's the best way I can describe it. It's a super quirky film, but it has some good special effects in it where they're literally ripping the skin off of people and transplanting it onto their bodies. It looks so fucking cool, some of the sequences that they show off in their lab. But yeah, I do recommend this one. if you can find it out there. You might have to get this on streaming services, but real cool, quirky alien film. And then quite possibly the best of all these fucking movies, A-Pix again, man. I mean, god damn, how much A-Pix shit am I bringing to the table? It should be criminal what I'm doing over here. All right, we have possibly one of the greatest B-horror movies ever fucking made. Grimm, 1996, A-Pix, motherfucker. Okay? This group of friends, right, whom just happened to be cavern explorers, like spelunkers, you know? Like Pitfall, the video game. You got it? Have this seance. And during this seance, they free this subterranean fucking creature. Now, the creature starts terrorizing the locals and somehow is able to make these magical sinkholes in houses because it lives underground. And these magical sinkholes will appear, like in this one scene on the living room carpet, and this creature will come up from that sinkhole and kill the fucking humans, or take them hostage down into the subterranean caverns. Okay, so what happens is these spelunkers decide they need to stop them since they're the ones that are responsible for releasing this very much like a Warcraft, that video game Warcraft of the movie type of creature, like a golem. I mean, it looks so phenomenal. And one of the best covers in Laserdisc history, by the way. And it's no lie, this thing looks that fucking badass. Okay? They decide to go down in the caverns to hunt this thing down. But truly, you will find out who is the hunted and who is the hunter. And Grimm fucks some shit up. People's heads are ripped off. People are held hostage. I don't think he fucks anybody like the breeder, but he definitely fucks with your mind. And yeah, this is one of my favorite Laserdisc releases of all my Laserdisc releases. Not just horror films. Not just B-horror films. All genres. Grimm is the motherfucking shit. If you do not own this in your collection, what are you waiting for? All right, guys, that's it. I am done. I am, as they say, parched. I've broken a ton of windows. I've showed a ton of amazing AIP, A-Pix, Vidmark, you name it. The Physical Media Mac, the PWM has done it again. And I will see you guys in the next video. Peace out, guys.